Good afternoon, and welcome to a special episode of Blind Prime. Today we are going to go over Blind Prime's top 10 action figures of 2021. These action figures are going to be limited to G.I. Joe Classified and Transformers because those were the only ones in my budget I could get in 2021. And the other action figure lines didn't hold up to the G.I. Joe Classified and the Transformers. It was just a really good year for both of those lines. If you have found yourself here, you found yourself on a channel devoted to raising awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods. And if you wouldn't mind, please go below and do all the things that everyone else asks you to do. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to give some criterias for this thing in the sense of it's just going to be, in my opinion, what I thought to be the best. So what it felt like and how I felt about the figure after I played with it for a bit and reviewed it. So, number 10 is going to be Studio Series 86 Gnaw. I really, really liked Studio Series 86 Gnaw. I felt that it was a great army builder. It had all the right plastics. Its transformation was fun. There are some hang-ups to its transformation, like with its head not folding away all the way so you could still kind of see it in the mouth, or at least feel it in the mouth, but that's a small problem. You know, there was no faux parts with that guy. There was no parts forming with that guy except with the whip tail, but that's just weapon and weapon storage. So he was overall a really great figure, and at his price point, he's a great army builder. I recommend him to anyone who's looking to get themselves some Sharkticons for their own Transformers collection. He's definitely the best Sharkticon that I've come across. Now, I've only come across 2 Sharkticons, but he's the best. All right, so number 9. Number 9 will be G.I. Joe Classified Series Lady J. Lady J was an excellent figure. I love the fact that I can change her hair sculpts by, taking them off and putting on new hair. That's a lot of fun. I also enjoyed the double hinged elbows and the fact that you could get her small female frame into places that the larger G.I. Joes really couldn't get. Like, for a little while, I had her riding on top of the roof of the slambulance and climbing in through the top of the passenger window to sneak in and disable the Cobra infantry that was driving the slambulance. She's a lot of fun, and she's a great figure. The only negatives to her are the fact that her harpoon gun doesn't have any storage, and that's something that I really consider for G.I. Joe Classified series, is they have to have storage for all of the accessories they come with. And some of them do manage that, and others don't, and it always makes me wonder, like, why couldn't you do what these others did? All right, let's move on to number 8. Now, number 8 for me was kind of a difficult decision. I really strove hard to figure out what I was going to put number 8 as, and it finally came to me that number 8 should be Transformers Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar. That was an excellent figure. If you don't have your Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar, I recommend it. Its transformation was a lot of fun, and its plastic holds up very well. It's good, sturdy stuff. The only negative is it doesn't have a kickstand, but the weapon that it comes with can be used as a kickstand if you plug it in correctly. The transformation isn't that intuitive, but it is fun. As you can see, if you watch my More Than Meets the Eye episodes on Wreck-Gar, you'll see that in my vehicle episode, I completely had him transformed wrong because I just didn't realize that the knees are supposed to bend forwards. That was a blind people problem, as I call it. All right, so onward to number 7. Number 7 will be G.I. Joe Classified Series Commando Snake Eyes with Timber. Now, Commando Snake Eyes is an excellent figure. I love the reuse of a lot of the Beachhead stuff. Like, I have a Beachhead, and it's just a fun figure. And the Commando Snake Eyes doesn't disappoint. It's an amazing figure, and I love it. And the Timber is excellent. The Timber is the reason why it's so high on the list. And it would be higher on the list if not for one flaw with the Commando Snake Eyes and Timber, and that's Commando Snake Eyes comes with a lot of weaponry, but he doesn't have anywhere to put all of his weaponry. He only has 2 hands, but he comes with 3 guns that don't have anywhere to store. Now, you can slide the handles of the guns underneath the straps on his back for his armor, and they'll stay, but it looks a little tacky, and I was a little upset that they didn't come up with some way for the Commando Snake Eyes to hold all of his weaponry. And so that's why he gets the number 8 slot. It's honestly, Timber was pulling him all the way up. Alright, so, well, I mean the number 7 slot. Onward to number 6. Number 6 is a tie. Number 6 is a tie between the Dinobots, Slag and Grimlock. Both of those Dinobots are quite excellent molds. The transformations are very fun. The fact that they reuse the transformations from the G1 is very vintage, and in this one way, it was annoying that I didn't learn a new transformation. I was looking forward to figuring out how they were going to transform it, but then whenever I did it a few times, I was like, God, this kind of takes me back to when I was a kid, and I'll accept it for that. You know, I don't really like how companies can sometimes make money off of your old memories and the happy times that you shared when you were a kid, but it is nice sometimes to hold something and remember childhood, and especially with the Grimlock and the Slag, because when you were a kid, the G1 Grimlock and the G1 Slag fit very nicely in your hand. They were a little big for your hands. And that's kind of the same with these newer ones from Studio Series 86. So it's a similar feeling. Like, I can remember the Grimlock being big in my hand whenever I was a kid, and now the Grimlock is big in my hand when I'm an adult. And I found that to be quite fun. Okay, so moving on to number 5. Number 5 is pretty easy for me to do. Number 5 is going to be G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Infantry. Yes, the Cobra Infantry. That figure has blown me away. It could carry all of its accessories. It's highly posable. I've got 3 of them because I just enjoy them so much. They're fun figures. They're a great army builder to have, and you can pick them up pretty easy. You know, there's $22 online. Always. The scalpers, the Hasbro's flooded the market with the infantry troopers, or not the troopers, but the infantry, and it's made the scalpers' life terrible and made our lives as consumers great, because now we can pick up infantry at a very reasonable rate. And I recommend going and getting 3 of them. You just do it. They're great figures, and they're fun to pose together. You can have the 3 Stooges of Cobra Infantry or something. Okay, so number 4 is going to be the G.I. Joe Classified Alvin Breaker Kibby with Ram Cycle. This is a Target exclusive from their Cobra Island line, and it's the motorcycle. It's an excellent figure. And thank you again, Feek_L, for that wonderful donation of this figure. And it still lightens my heart and makes me smile. Thinking that some of my viewers actually donated stuff to me, and that was so cool. That was the first time that's ever happened to me. So thank you again, Feek. That was really something, and it made me very happy. And wow, the Ram cycle makes me very happy. The Breaker is quite amazing. He follows my rule with G.I. Joe Classified series, where he holds all of the accessories he comes with. Yes, he only comes with a helmet, and he can put that helmet on his head, and the helmet is quite excellent. And I really appreciate the fact that there's a helmet with a motorcycle. That shows corporate responsibility, Hasbro, and you're showing examples of what to do with motorcycles. Wear a helmet. That's pretty simple. And I really appreciate that if he came with any accessory, he came with a helmet. Though, he's not higher on this list because he didn't come with a pistol or something, like with a side holster. Even a knife. Everyone in this entire G.I. Joe Classified series line, except for Destro, has come with a knife. Yeah, no, even Cobra Commander came with a sword. It's, everyone's got a bladed weapon except Breaker. Breaker's not allowed bladed weapons. I mean, give the guy a Gerber at least. He's got to have some needle nose pliers to work with wires. He's a communications expert. He should at least have a Gerber on him. The cycle itself, the Ram cycle itself, is quite excellent. The sidecar it's a bit smaller than I thought it would be, but they designed it so that you can actually make a set of Joe sitting on the side of the sidecar. And the The chain gun is quite excellent. I love the play feature of being able to rip the chain gun out of the sidecar and collapsing away that front half of the sidecar, or the side of the sidecar, and allowing this chain gun to come out. That's a fun little play feature. And the big rubber wheels, it's just there's everyone should get a Ram Cycle. It's an excellent 6-inch vehicle, and it's an excellent GI Joe Classified Series toy. Okay, now we'll move into the top 3. Before we move into the top 3, I have some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions are Studio Series 86 Cup and Hot Rod. They're going to be the honorable mentions because they really look well together. Their transformations are a bit, Cup's transformation is a bit wonky, but when you pair him with the Hot Rod, they're perfect. They really work well together. And another honorable mention would be GI Joe Classified Series Prophet Director Destro. The only reason he's not on this list is I think his leopard cloak is just a bit too thick and unwieldy. It's a little upsetting because other than that, it's an excellent figure. And what was the other one? You remember, Sonia? No? Okay. Crap, I'm drawing a blank on the other one. It was going to be something. Oh well. All right, let's move on to our top 3. Now, in the top 3 category, we have, for number 3, Rodimus Prime. Now, the Commander Class Rodimus Prime is a bit on the expensive side, but I think it matches out. The Rodimus Prime's transformation is an excellent transformation. I love its transformation. I transform Rodimus from time to time just for fun. I just pluck him off the shelf and transform him in between his car and his robot mode. It's complicated yet fun. I love that part where the arms have to spin 180 degrees. It's just, it makes me smile. And the trailer he came with wasn't like the Earthrise G1 Optimus Prime and his trailer. The trailer that the Rodimus came with was a high-quality trailer made with high-quality materials, and you can tell that some time and effort was put into the design of that trailer. Unlike with the Earthrise Optimus, where it seems they put some stuff together and went, it costs us $5. We'll increase the price of this Voyager by 30 or by 20. You at least got something you were paying for. You could tell it was a very nicely finished product, and I absolutely love the trailer. I think I'm a big fan of those little mini bases, and it definitely wins mini base award for me. Okay, number 2. Number 2 will be Transformers Warford Cybertron Kingdom Cyclonus. Cyclonus was amazing. That figure was top-notch, hands down, one of the best figures to come out of 2021, and he just opened the gates. Like, he came out in January, February. I think I got mine back in February of last year, and nothing that came after it really held a torch to him, except the Rodimus Prime, and except for number 1. Like, he just kind of stood on his own for most of the years, being the best Transformer of the year. But sadly, at least in my opinion and for me, a contender came out of nowhere in the last month of 2021, and that contender I've done 6 videos on, and that contender is, of course, Transformers Generations Black Zarek. That is my number 1 Transformer of the year. It's got a great head sculpt. I love the fact that the Zarek head can transform. I thought the materials they utilized for the Zarek head were quite extraordinary. It's that great Kingdom plastic, a lot of it is, and even though some of the Zarek, it is the redo of the Scorponok mold, and so a lot of the Zarek, not just some, but a lot of the Zarek has that horrid Earthrise plastic. I really hate that Earthrise plastic. And that's one of the reasons the Grimlock and the Slag didn't get higher on the list, was because they had a lot of that Earthrise plastic, and I just despise that stuff. It feels cheap in my hands. I don't like it. If I'm going to pay money for something, then I want it to be good. Like, if I was buying an off-brand Transformer, yeah, give me the Earthrise plastic. I wouldn't care if I'm paying $15 for it. But if I'm paying, if I'm chalking up some money like $30 to $50, then I want some plastic that I know will last whenever I hold the thing. I don't want this thing to just die because it dry rotted or something. And the Black Zarek was really, its head's taller than everything else. It was a lot bigger than I expected it to be. I mean, it towers over Omega Supreme. I was not. Omega Supreme's my tallest transformer. Well, was my tallest transformer until I got Black Zarek. And his posability is top notch for a figure of his size. His transformations are fun, even if they're a bit large. But he's a city former, so of course he's going to be a big, large guy, and he works very well with a Micromaster City. I have mine currently standing over a Micromaster City, holding Optimus in one hand while trying to use his other hand to grasp at Omega Supreme's head, while Omega Supreme is blasting at his chest with his giant gun while plucking Starscream out of the sky with his giant claw hand. It's fun to have that. Meanwhile, on the ground, there's this little battle going on between all the Micromasters and my core class guys. You can have a lot of fun with the Black Zarek. The play features are endless. His transformation's enjoyable. It is a little difficult because it's big, but that's par for the course for having a large transformer. And he is the best Titan class transformer that I've had. I've gotten the Omega Supreme, and I've gotten the Arc, and I've gotten the Studio Series Devastator from ROTF, and the Combiner Wars Devastator. And out of all those Titans, this Black Zarek is number one. He is top quality. I know the mold came out in 2020, but Black Zarek came out in 2021, and it was a Christmas present from another viewer. It was a donation, but a donation by a viewer of mine, Garrison LaForge, who's also a friend of mine in real life. And that was a really amazing Christmas present that I received from him. It was not something I was expecting. I almost broke down in tears when he gave it to me. And it was just like, wow. I got these people coming out of the woodwork and helping me out with my channel that I wasn't expecting. And it's pretty cool. It is really cool to have people help you out with something that you're doing. And, especially when you didn't expect it. So, anyway, guys, that's my 2021 top 10. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please, below, tell me what your top 10s are, or at least what your top 3 is for 2021. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe you disagree with some of the things I have on my list. Let me know. I enjoy hearing from you, my viewer. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now. Say bye, Sonia. No? Okay.